Hey guys, Hong-Zhi here, and I'm bringing you the commentary for my world record star category Bowser percent speedrun. Uh, this was a lot of fun to do. I wouldn't have really considered speedrunning this game a while ago, and I just picked it up like yesterday. And I got world record in the day because there literally was nothing submitted. Um, so this is like the first decision you can make. You either do Mario or Yoshi's team. They're both. It doesn't waste more time to do one over the other. This is a big speedrunning tech I do. I switch Fire Bro to pitcher, and I switch Bowser to center field. Fire Bro pitcher, he has the fastest curveball on Bowser's team. So he's just the guy you want to have on the pitcher's mound to speed things up. So with Bowser percent, you kind of just have to play it by ear as to what your strat is going to be for scoring your first run. Because basically you're just trying to score one run and win by as little as possible. So I got a double with Bowser, which is pretty good. Basically, if you get a double with Bowser, what you're going to do is you're going to bunt Bowser down the line and intentionally get your bunters out. And then for the rest of your tops, you're just sacking whoever your starting guy is. Yeah, I'm whistling Hakure from Story of Eastern Wonderland right now. So I'm sorry if you hear the gameplay audio in the background. Yeah, so you're going to want to throw curveballs. Curveballs are the fastest pitch type, and ideally you want innings to go like this. This is actually an amazing start to the top of the first. I had two very quick, easy outs, and then another easy out right there with Mario. And so my pace at this point is really, really good. I don't know exactly what my pace is here, but yeah, I had a really good Mario split. I think my Mario split ended up being around the 4-minute mark, 4-minute 50 mark, not the 4-minute mark, which is really good because I believe on Matty Ice's world record he has a 4:48 or something. And he's obviously way better at this category than I am. He puts a lot of practice into doing everything perfect. He's also playing on easy difficulty, and easy difficulty is a little easier to get everything perfect. Whereas star difficulty, you just kind of roll with the punches sometimes. Yeah, there's me whistling again. Sorry if that drives people crazy in the no commentary version, or in this version. I might leave it in. Yeah, so the old Bowser percent world record was 40 minutes on mushroom difficulty, but it was a pretty the guy, he didn't switch Fire Bro, and on paper that sounds like it would save time because you don't have to do any of the menuing in when you first select the teams, but Bowser, his slower curveball trajectory just costing you time. It's faster to throw curveballs with the bros. And Fire Bro's just the fastest bro. It's one less input. Yeah, bunting with Boomerang Bro is a pain. Sometimes it just goes through the boomerang and you're just like, God. But this was a pretty good Mario. You'll notice I got a lot of really good jumping catches in the first two innings, and that I actually had a perfect game through this inning, but I believe this right here, Pianta gets a double, and I thought I was actually going to have to throw the run out, actually. Oh no. I guess that was a different run. Yeah, I'm mixing up my runs. I've done probably close to around 40 or 50 attempts of this at this point. Yeah, that's another key thing you want to do with Fire Bro. You want to basically make sure you're always throwing star pitches when you can. Star pitches are just faster, and for whatever reason, I'm just not throwing star pitches here. I know I inputted a star pitch there, and I just didn't do it. But yeah, that was a very close out there. So I'm playing on the Japanese version. That has nothing to do with, like, Japanese version is faster or anything. That's just the version I can play right now. I had an American GameCube for, like, 14 years, and it died. So now I have a Japanese GameCube. I bought it to find out the version differences. I'm big into, like, the technical aspects of this game. I play a lot of, like, PvP competitive. So the second game's against either Yoshi or Mario. It doesn't really matter. Neither wastes more time. And yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about there. Sorry, the audio is just really... I recorded this on my Macintosh, and my Macintosh, the mic is basically shot. You have to be very loud in order for it to pick up anything. So this is the home run strat. The home run strat, I think, is the fastest. You have to go through this entire home run cutscene, but in exchange, like, your bunts are going to be really fast because all you're doing is just getting out. And that's also very clean. You want actually those pop-up bunts when no one's on, because then you don't have to worry about, see, here he has to throw to the base. And that wastes a bit of time. Yeah. Dry bones. So Yoshi's team, I think it's one of the easier teams. I think the last two teams you fight, Donkey Kong and Wario, they're by far the scariest. I think the third scariest is Mario, but since you get it out so early in the run, there's not really much to be afraid of, yeah. I really thought Dry Bones could get that too. Dry Bones, he's a really good dive, but that was really far removed. Like, maybe like Donkey Kong or Wario could have gotten that. I'm fairly confident Yoshi or Birdo could have. And you see there, I was throwing Star Pitch just to get the inning over faster. So Yoshi got on base. If this was like a any percent mushroom difficulty speedrun, like, that would be awful. But this category is so underplayed that it doesn't really matter. And I got that double play too. So I basically, all the time that Yoshi got out of getting on base, it's over. It's actually, I think, a little faster to get double plays. Yeah, Shy Guy, he's not the strongest throwing arm at catcher, so sometimes you actually get to first base when Shy Guy picks up the ball. And then you just have to tag up. It's really annoying. Yeah. And you want to make sure the foul balls don't roll... the bunts don't roll foul. If the bunts roll foul, then you're just wasting time. It's basically like getting a strike, only a little worse because you wasted a bit more time. But you'll see, like, these Fire Bro curveballs, I think that's, like, the big difference, because I was comparing splits to the world record holder in mushroom difficulty. I was saving, like, 10 seconds every game, and I couldn't really tell anything he was doing differently other than he would charge pitch with Bowser. And I think that's really what cost him the time, because it's just faster to throw these curveballs with Fire Bro. So Bowser Percent's a really... I think Bowser Percent's kind of a fun category, but it's really RNG dependent. So I can't really recommend it for everyone, but, you know, some people might be a fun thing to, like, try out once. Yeah, and I think at this point I was like, oh no, my run's going to be over. But I got a really lucky break here. Green Shy Guy is actually going to use a Star Swing. Not that one. He's going to use another Star Swing, and that's going to go directly to my shortstop. And I get a double play. Very, very tight double play, but it's a double play nonetheless. And just like that, I get out of the inning really quickly. If when I grinded these runs, what I would basically do is, if I let up a run against Mario, Yoshi, or Peach, then I would just give up the run. I don't think it's worth it to concede runs on those characters. And if I got a if Donkey Kong or Wario's team got a run, I would actually play it out. Because I knew if I got the one inning mercy, I'd save a lot of time over world record. Then I'm saying world record, but like this is actually the first Bowser percent star difficulty speedrun. Like no one else has done this category before. I actually think in casual play, star difficulty is the hardest because special difficulty you're given 5 innings to mercy the AI, whereas star difficulty only gives you 3 innings. So I think star is a lot harder actually, just because of that. Because when I play the game casually, I just mercy every game. I actually did a thing where I 1 inning mercied the entire game, and that was recently with every team. Some teams are better than others. You would not expect Donkey Kong's team to be as bad as it is. And steals, unfortunately, waste a bit of time, so... Yeah, there's also that. And just like that, game set. And these menuing segments, you can't really hear it because, again, my Macintosh just has a really busted mic. But I'm actually mashing A and pause. And then here, I'm actually mashing A and B. And so I get those menus really fast. I know some people do those menus faster than I do, but I think, like, what's the point of wasting a second on those menus when you can resolve them really, really quickly? So I think Peach is probably the easiest team to go up against. I've just never struggled against Peach. I've only lost 2 runs to Peach before, and both of them were bobbles. Bobbles cost me 2 runs against Peach, and other than that, I've never lost a run to her. And one of them was ridiculous. It was Peach Star Swing Bobble, and she managed to score with, I think, Purple Toad on first. It was complete BS. Anyway, that was a nice clutch note block there. I hate Peach's Castle Grounds. I think casually it's the worst stadium by a very large margin. But, stuff like that, that's pretty exciting. Yeah, when I bunt like that, I'm not dashing. Because I know for a fact that Blue Toad's not going to try to tag me out. He's going to run to the base. And so I don't want to chance... like, beating out the run. So I'm just not dashing oftentimes. And you'll sometimes see, like, I'm dashing and then I stop, or I dash really hard later. And I do that because, I recognize, I'm not going to get tagged out here. Or, I am going to get tagged out here. I want to get tagged out faster. So here's center field Bowser really showing his power. Bowser's throwing arm is 1 frame faster than the Bros for every pitcher to first base area that he's throwing. And Bowser also has that dry bones chemistry, which boosts his throwing arm even further. So sometimes you're able to get plays like that, where you just catch the ball with Bowser. And he also has laser beam. And you're usually hoping that doesn't happen, but I don't know why. Sometimes I just fail the bunt with red bones. I don't know why it's red bones always, but it's always red bones that I fail the bunt with. Yeah. Not much to say about the tops of the innings. You're just bunting and getting out every time. If you're interested, the current records in the mushroom and flower and special difficulties are really, really bad. I think special difficulty Bowser percent is twice the length of this run. So if you want to like pick up speedrunning and you want like a really easy world record, like this is a pretty good game to pick up. It's very RNG dependent, so get used to reset like a lot. And I have some clips of me like just absolutely just bursting into fury because of some garbage that happened. Yeah. Toad gets hit here. Unfortunate, but can't really be avoided. Yeah, it's still better to throw these curveballs, because it's good that they're actually more likely to hit them, because you want those first pitch, first out scenarios to play out. Usually my pace out of Peaches is 16, and then starting with Donkey Kong, that's usually where I That's usually where I start losing time. But compared to, like, Matty Ice, like, these splits are really bad. Shoutouts to Matty Ice, by the way. He's basically the guy who got me into this. Matty Ice was just streaming attempts for world record on the Mario Baseball Club Discord. And I, like, spent the entire day with him. And at some point, people were like, okay, let's just all speedrun a different category right now. And I'm like, okay, sure. Bowser % star difficulty. And this is where that got me. Yeah, nice strikeout. You can almost kind of predict where characters are going to hit stuff. Like, if you should throw inside or outside, and whether or not inside or outside pitches will result in a strikeout. And Peach gets a nice hit there. Yeah, so I think at this point I'm very nervous because Daisy's up and the AI is full stars. So the AI will actually try to star swing here. And this goes foul. Daisy's star swing is kind of notorious for being a little hard to hit. So I'm not even risking it. I'm throwing those charge pitches just so that I'm more likely to get the strikeout. I don't end up getting the strikeout, but I get the out anyway. And it's better to get the out here than to concede a run and basically just lose everything. So, yeah, that's Peach's team. Not a very difficult match at all. Peach's Castle Ground, I think, is just very favorable for low-scoring, defense-oriented games. And she doesn't have any power characters that really threaten you. Donkey Kong's team, on the other hand, is really scary. And it's really just because Donkey Kong, none of the other players are really that threatening. But Donkey Kong just ends runs. Yeah, Kawa Wataru Toki. Yeah, I can read Japanese. So part of the reason I bought the game is to see the version differences. I actually think the script is better in the American version. Yeah, something I like about DK and Wario is it's very easy to set up home runs off them because they can't curve their charge pitch. So it's basically just free. Yeah, and again, I get a very clean pop-out bunt there. And I just missed it completely. I don't even know how I did that. But yeah, top of the innings. There's not really much to talk about, unfortunately. And there we go. Change. Yeah, if you never played the Japanese version of this before, like it's kind of hard to get your hands on, but I absolutely love the Lakitu voice. Like whenever you get a foul ball, he goes foul, and it's great. And sucks that happened on the third strike, but you know, it can't be helped. Comes Goomba. And I make a really clutch diving catch there. I thought it was going to be Goomba into Donkey Kong, and that's where I get really scared, because conceding 2 runs against DK is like run ending. But I deal with DK in the bottom of the second. Yeah, it really sucks when you foul off those bunts, because that just wastes time. But yeah, this is Bowser % really. Just go around getting 1-0 scores with 3 innings. And luckily, Paratroopa is a really good catcher. His throwing arm is insane. So, and he also has that Koopa Chem. So he'll be able to make some really good outs with that. And then in comes Donkey Kong. And I think this is the inning where things really take a bad turn. I mean, at the time, I was pretty happy. Because Donkey Kong single's fine. But Then I get this Paratroopa single, and I'm like, oh no. And then Koopa's up, and I'm like, okay, I just have to strike out Koopa. So I throw that ball, and I'm like, ah, man. And I throw that foul, and I'm like, okay, I just gotta throw some charge pitches. So I throw a star pitch, and then I charge pitch, and I get the strikeout. Then in comes Green Koopa. And the Koopas aren't really that threatening, but Green Koopa gets a really good on base here. And I make a huge misplay. If I threw to second base there, I could have gotten Paratroopa out. And then this would have been a lot less scary. But luckily for me, I get the double play the very next at-bat. So, yeah, really big blunder on my part. But I don't think it cost too much time, because it was the same amount of batters anyway. And something that sucks is you basically can't win star chances when you're at bat, because you're just throwing away every at bat because you just want your innings to end. You just want really to play that defense. And Bowser's bunting hitbox is so good. He's able to hit that banana there. You don't really see the star pitches or star swings that much on lower difficulties, but star difficulties when they start to really use that stuff. So Paragoomba gets a pretty nice claptrap single there. And then up comes Diddy Kong. I don't remember how this inning goes. And I throw a fastball because I'm just like, I'm done. I don't want to have to deal with this. But this was a very sloppy Donkey Kong. If Matty Ice was speedrunning and not me, he would have probably abandoned this, because I'm like 2150. But that's what happens on star difficulty. You just sometimes lose. Sometimes you just get a lot of hits, and it's like you're not going to be able to get like the perfect run on star difficulty. It's easy. I think it's probably easier and harder, because you also star characters, they always try to swing. So on star difficulty, you're more likely to get those like first hit outs, but if you're like if you don't know how to perfectly exploit the AI, then bad things happen. So yeah, the Koopa monsters against the Wario greats. I heard some talk of people like switching out characters mid-game during speedruns. It's like, that's just so much slower. You really don't want to do that. And I was like, oh, is this going to go foul? But it didn't go foul. And I got a nice first at-bat home run, which I believe is the fastest. So up comes Blowjob, and I actually started dashing there because I thought Madge would intercept me, but he didn't. And this Wario series is actually really interesting. I think you'll find it really cool. Wario is a very scary player to go against, just because King Boo, PD Piranha, and Wario can end your run just at an instant. More so King Boo and PD. I'm not as scared of Wario. Wario, like, in PvP, he's not really a very big home run hitter. But the AI is a lot better at hitting it with him. So, Waluigi, luckily for me, hits that awful ball, and I get that double play, and that's really nice. I'm saving some time that I lost for Madge's hit. I tried to jump there, actually, with Dry Bones, but I couldn't because I wasn't in control of him. And I was really scared about Wario, but I get that nice line drive right to Blue Bones, just like Mario did, and there we go. Out of the inning. And that's very fast. Wario is a great throwing arm, so he's not really killing you too much. It's part of the reason why I think Mario is just better than Wario for any percent, because you get to play against Wario's team, and Wario is just, his arm is a lot stronger, so you're saving a lot more time. So up comes King Boo, and I'm just terrified because I know this guy. He can just end the run, and I throw that fastball. I throw that star swing, and he hits it, and it just goes sailing. And I'm like, oh no! But luckily, I throw another star pitch, and I get out of that. Next up is Green Madge. I'm quite a big fan of Green Madge. I play him a lot in PvP because his pitching is pretty good, but pretty easy out there. But Red Madge gets on base, and I'm not too concerned because next up at bat is another Madge. But then I see that Petey is up next as their ninth at bat, and I'm like, oh man. But luckily I get that first hit out there, and that's really clean. So up comes Fire Bro. Get out, of course. We're back to the top of the inning, and this is how this goes. This didn't really come up in the series, but Wario Palace and Yoshi Park are like huge troll stadiums. Like piranhas, I've had piranhas do ridiculously stupid things. Yeah, I actually ended up missing 2 Boomerang Bro bunts, so I had to get struck out there. It's just faster at that point. But yeah, basically there's a giant tornado near the corner of both sides of the stadium that can fling the ball in a random direction. Yeah, so this is a really interesting strategy. So I see Petey, I'm like, if Petey gets a home run, this run is over. So I bean Petey, and with the idea, okay, I'll just double play. But Waluigi goes for the bunt, and it rolls foul. I'm like, okay. He goes for the bunt again, and it doesn't roll foul, and I don't get the double play with Petey. So that might have cost me time to bean Petey, but I just didn't want to risk losing my entire run. And because Fire Bro's delivery on those curveballs is so fast, it didn't really cost me much. And luckily, Boo Star Swings, I did not get a bobble. I've been very lucky on bobbles this entire run. And there's Wario's team taken care of. And at this point, my heart rate is just killing me. Like, my blood is pulsing all over my body. And I'm just telling myself, calm down, you can do this. Sure, this can be the run. You can do this. And yeah, so I head on over to Bowser Castle and prepare to play the Mario All-Star team. And the Mario All-Star team is randomized, which sucks, but there's kind of a set order on like what positions people play. So I got a pretty good setup here. But this is by far the sloppiest part of the run. My Mario fireballs. Because I basically end up taking twice as long as I should on this game. So this could have if I got the 1 inning mercy like I'm supposed to, this would have probably been a sub 35 or sub 34 run. But I just messed up. I got a 2 inning mercy, and I had such ridiculous luck on my other splits. I was just like, no, I'm not throwing this out. Unfortunately, that pops up way too high, and again, I waste time on that laser. And up comes Green Bones. Green Bones is a great star swing, so I'm fairly confident he'll be able to drive in Bowser there. And I wasn't sure if I'd make that. I probably could have tagged up with Green Bones, too. There's a bunting trick you can do if you have runners on second and third. I just can't do it. And there is a nice slap hit from Red Bones. And luckily, I'm able to catch that. If there was an anti there, I actually could have tagged up the base. And then Blue Bones comes up. And I wonder, is this the at-bat? Yeah. Pops it up way too high, so I just lose the out. I'm just like, oh god, I'm 2-0. I'm not going to be able to get the 1 inning mercy. But I drive in as many runs as I can. I just barely make that dry bones tag up. That was very risky. I don't normally play like that. But out comes Fire Bro. And Fire Bro does some swinging. And he does a fireball pitch, but I react in time. I thought that was sick. And up comes Boomerang Bro. I saw the world record tried to use Boomerang Bro's charge swing, but I actually tried star swinging. I just think the star swing is just very consistent. So I just tried to use it there. And then up comes Bowser with chemistry. I was hoping I'd get a 3-run homer here, but unfortunately, you know, it's Bowser Castle. The thwomps can really screw you over. And Bowser Jr. comes up to bat, and this is... Oh, yeah, Mario gets tired and switches out for, I believe, Donkey Kong. Which is like the best pitcher you can possibly get here, because Donkey Kong is the fastest. And, yeah, I swung way too late there. And he throws a banana, and I hit it, but it goes foul. And I'm like, okay, he's not going to throw a banana. And I barely pop it up, and I'm not able to drive in another run. And so, at this point, you know, little upset, because I could have kept the rally going, and then probably would have hit, like, the 33 mark, and then ended the run, like, 34 something after the bottom of the first. But I didn't get the one-inning mercy, so such is life. Yeah, never underestimate Dry Bones, by the way. Like, a lot of people don't realize how good Dry Bones is at second base. Like, sure, he's not very big, but his sliding catch is just ridiculous. Because his sliding catch doesn't actually cover his model. It's a little bigger. And Mario with chemistry is able to hit that really big hit. And so I'm just like, oh, man. And up comes DK. And I'm not taking any chances. I throw a star pitch, throw a charge pitch, and I believe I throw another charge pitch. And DK hits it and drives in a run. And I was just like, oh, no. But I figured to myself, you know, one more run, probably not going to cost me too much more time. And I had such a good early part of the run that I just didn't want to throw it out. So I get a nice double play here where Boomerang Bro goes all the way into foul ball territory and then gets the double play there. You wouldn't be able to do that against humans, but for whatever reason, Donkey Kong just kept running. And yeah, I was really scared at this point that I wouldn't be able to drive in all the runs. But Dry Bones gets a nice single here. And Green Dry Bones, again, he has that star swing, so I don't have to worry about his at-bat. I got very lucky there. White Bones would not have made the tag up unless the anti came into play. And luckily I get good contact with Green Bones. Green Bones actually has the best contact of all the Dry Bones variants. Little known fact there. And then Red Bones comes up. And Red Bones gets 2 strikes and out. And I caught that very quickly. You can see if I was a frame later on that, I would have gotten the double play. But as you'll see later, that actually wouldn't have changed anything. You'll see what I mean later. I thought Daisy might tag up home there. That's why I kept running. But it cost me a little bit of time, just misjudging how the AI would react. And I get a very nice Hammer Bro dinger here. It actually went over the thwomp, so that's really cool. Hammer Bro just has phenomenal power. That's what makes him such a good character. And fun fact about Fire Bro, he is the weakest slap hit in the game. It's awful. Yeah, only get a single off that, though. And then Boomerang Bro comes up to bat, and I'm like, I'm actually going to charge swing here, because I figure I'll be able to do something with that. And I hit a 2-run homer! Let's go, Boomer! And I had a 1-run cushion. I was like, oh, this is so perfect. Because now I'm not going to have to worry about, like, all of a sudden Wario gets a home run or something. So, yeah, I fail my bunt. And, again, it's just back to bunting, because I want the inning to end, because I got my 11 runs that I needed to get the mercy rule. And this was pretty sloppy. I let up a run, which cost a lot of time. I took 2 innings, which cost me like 3 minutes on its own. But overall, I'm pretty proud of this run. I played really well in the early part of everything, basically. And yeah, I blundered it on the Mario All-Star team, but you know what? Sometimes you just gotta take it. And yeah, that's just something I do with my hands. And then Waluigi gets a terrible line drive to Blue Bones. And I just pop off here. I'm not sure if you can hear the original audio over me, because I might edit that out. But I'm just like screaming, like, yes! It's pretty great. Yeah. What's really interesting is there's actually a different Bowser card for the Japanese version. Bet you guys didn't know that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. This was a really fun thing to do. And pick up Bowser %. It's a great category.
Let's fucking go!